All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. My name is Kyle. I make reactions to movies and TV shows. So today we're doing Hannibal, episode 1, season 3. No, Hannibal, season 1, episode 3. And I'm getting into it. I am getting into it. Last episode was not that much, but the mushrooms growing out of someone's body. I don't know why. It's just I don't like. Okay, here's the thing. I could watch someone get impaled by 1,000 metal rods. No problem. But if I were to see like a root or a string or a scab or something just like slowly working its way through someone's skin, something inside me turns off. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. It feels like it's very related to what is that fear like of when you see like all those holes? Because I have that too. I think it's called like trypophobia, not tryptanophobia, something. It's a fear of like tiny holes, and I think that it's somehow related to that. I just don't like skin. I don't like things with skin growing out of them. You can rip someone's skin off. You can peel someone's skin off. You can fillet them willow style for all I care. But the second something starts growing out of it, like mushrooms, I don't know. I don't know why that freaks me out. It just does. But at the same point, you might have realized that I like being freaked out just a little bit. Like, it's not necessarily a negative for me. So, with that being said, let's see what's going on. I hope that we get more introspectiveness, if that's a word. I mean, I know it's a word, but I don't know if it's the right word, into like what Hannibal is. Hannibal, right? Hannibal, Dr. Lecter. Yes, Hannibal is up to. Is it weird that he's kind of my favorite character? Is it? I mean, I like Jack. I really do. I like Jack. And Will is pretty. But is it strange that I'm like, Hannibal is very interesting and I kind of want to know what's going on? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point, like, I know I said I would give it 3 episodes. It's going to get more than 3 episodes unless they take like a drastically weird turn. I'm sticking with it. And my character, who I love, who my favorite character is, could definitely change over the course of the episodes. But I think right now it might be Hannibal. I think I might be rooting for a serial killer. Well, I mean, we don't know yet. I mean, I still think he's a killer, but we don't know yet. Maybe he only killed the one person. So maybe not even a serial killer. Okay, let's go. All right, so clearly the past. Was she worth him? Is she a serial killer too? Oh, no. Another deer. They have a thing for deer in this show. Hello, Mrs. Deer.
Easy, Abigail. Patient, wait for your shot.
It's Bambi's mother. Confirmed. Bambi was in Hannibal. Yeah, I think I would have that reaction too. I mean, I'm not a vegan or vegetarian, but no. No.
She was so pretty.
She is so pretty.
I tread lightly through the underbrush because I don't want to hurt the plants.
She's very... She cares a lot about the deer.
Her hide is gonna make a beautiful rug. Her leg bones we can carve into knives.
She's clearly
Just
uncomfortable.
like we talked about. Start at the sternum.
You know what's interesting? Him being a psychopath, he probably can't even tell that she's uncomfortable.
Eating her is honoring her. Otherwise, it's just murder. Nice and easy. Big breath.
Listen, girl, as soon as you can move out, you probably should move out. Well, I mean, yeah, you didn't, and look what happened. But I'm just saying, like... Or maybe this is... Like, maybe she is also a serial killer, and this is how she got into it. Oh, my! They really like color in this show. Like primary color. I like it. Hello, Will.
Morning.
I'm compelled to go cover myself.
I have brothers.
Well, I'll put a robe on just the same. You want a cup of coffee?
And Abigail Hobbs woke up.
Those are some short shorts.
Well, I want to get my coat.
Let's have a cup of coffee. Jack wants you to go see her.
And you don't.
Eventually. I don't want to get in the middle of you and Jack, but if I can be helpful to you as a buffer.
I like you as a buffer. Abigail Hobbs doesn't have anyone.
Mm-hmm.
The first person Abigail talks to about what happened can't be anyone who was there when it happened.
Jack's wrong about Abigail.
Let me reach out to her my own way.
I don't know what I make of this woman. She's a lot like Hannibal.
Hi. I'm Alana Bloom.
What do you specialize in?
Among other things, family trauma.
She's got plenty of that.
Your mother was cremated per the instructions in her living will.
My dad?
Your father is more complicated.
I remember. I just didn't want to talk to them about it. I want to sell the house. I guess it's mine now. I can use the money for college, get an apartment. Probably says something about you.
Probably does.
This whole conversation, I think, says a lot about you. She seems weirdly unaffected by the circumstances she finds herself in.
Daughters. Abigail Hobbs may be the only person who knows the truth.
You can't ask her right now, Jack. You really think Abigail Hobbs helped her father kill those girls?
I think it's a possibility that needs to be ruled out.
How was she when you saw her?
Surprisingly practical.
It could have been a defense mechanism.
It may simply be a trauma.
Yep. She demonstrated only enough emotions to prove she had them.
You beginning to appreciate my lack of sympathy? I want Will Graham to talk to her.
Jack, not yet.
Can you hear this, like, undertone?
The killer who did wanted us to know he wasn't the Minnesota Shrike.
Oh, oh dear. Well, isn't that...
He is an intelligent psychopath. He is a sadist. He will never kill like this again. How intimately did he know Garrett Jacob Hobbs?
He's
Did
right
he
there.
appreciate him from afar, or did he engage him?
Oh, he wanted to smile so bad. It's definitely him. Okay.
Doctor, a nurse, or a psychiatrist.
I'm a journalist.
Oh, it's you. I'm surprised you're back.
Know this, I will never lie to you.
Sounds like something a liar would say.
Mm-hmm.
He killed 8 girls. 8 girls that looked.
Just like me.
He was very sick.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean I'm sick too?
Perception is the most important thing in your life right now.
I don't care what anybody thinks. How did they catch him?
A man named Will Graham. He catches insane men because he can think like them.
Oh, and there he is.
Because he is insane.
I was gonna say, did he hear her? But I think she pretty much said that directly to him.
Special Agent Will Graham.
By special agent, he means not really an agent.
What is your deal, lady?
I really must insist you leave the room.
Someone just a little too into their true crime podcasts.
Do you remember us?
I remember you.
Yeah.
You've been in bed for days, Abigail. Why don't we have a walk?
You know, it's a good thing that Hannibal is here, because I think Will is going to feel really guilty around her. I don't trust her, and I think Hannibal will provide a good buffer.
I saw him kill her.
There was plenty wrong with your father, Abigail, but there's nothing wrong with you. There's no such thing as getting used to what you experienced.
Oh my gosh, you're just like a sad little puppy, Will.
I want to go home.
So, here's the thing. What does Hannibal tell them?
Please let me apologize for my behavior in there. It was sloppy and misguided.
Go away.
But I also think we both genuinely care about what happens to Abigail Hobbs.
I don't think you care.
You help Abigail see me as more than her father's killer, and I help you with... It's not very smart to piss off a guy who thinks about killing people for a living.
Yeah, that wasn't a great thing to say, Will.
What else isn't very smart? You were there with him, and you let those words come out of his mouth. So Abigail Hobbs wants to go home. Let's take her home.
I've been writing about Garrett Jacob Hobbs, spoken to the relatives of some of his other victims.
Hobbs is dead. My sister was impaled on a severed stag head, cut down the middle.
But you have to try not to remember her that way.
What do you want from me?
I just thought you should know Abigail Hobbs came out of her coma.
She set loose a dog. Is she here? Oh, she's here.
Goodbye, Mom.
I don't think her mom and her were close. Why are those there? I wonder if Jack staged this place.
Crime scene cleaners will do that.
You did a really good job. You do this a lot? Go places and think about killing? So you pretended to be my dad?
And people like your dad.
No wonder you have nightmares.
Somebody told them we were coming.
The man on the phone? I'd never heard it before.
Was there anybody new in your father's life?
Did she almost just look at Hannibal?
Copycat.
Someone who's still out there? My dad didn't seem delusional. He was a perfectionist. Are we gonna reenact the crime?
Girl!
You be my dad?
Whoa! The fudge! What is happening here? Why would you want to do this? She knows. She knows. Or she suspects.
Any of those girls, you know,
What makes you say that?
you would honor every part of them. Hey, Abigail.
Hello.
Everybody on the block was on the news, and everyone at school. My mom doesn't want me talking to you, much less the news.
Since when do you listen to her?
Everybody thinks you did it, you know?
Is she gonna throw her in the creek?
I don't think you did it.
Oh, it's you.
I do. You lure them back to Daddy for dinner? How'd you trap my sister? Did you chat her up?
Hey, piss off!
Lungs while she was still using.
Come home. No. Come home. Can you stop being such a bitch?
Wow. That would have been the end of me.
He's gone. We'll go to the cabin tomorrow.
We should report this, yes?
Hannibal's keeping his cool quite well. I find myself having a difficult time with this.
I'm gonna make it all go away.
Well, now this time it's actually quite pretty. I don't like the hind legs, but like the puffy chest I like. This man is contractually obligated to be half naked in every episode, isn't he?
He cleaned everything.
No one else ever came here with your dad. Except you.
No parts went to waste. Otherwise, it was murder.
How many of those things he made are made of people?
He was feeding them to us. Wasn't he? Before he cut my throat, he told me he killed those girls so he wouldn't have to kill me. If he would have just killed me, none of those other girls would be dead.
Well, that's definitely blood. They didn't find whatever this is, or did Hannibal leave them another present?
I need ERT at the Hobbs cabin.
Oh, Hannibal, 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 you have been up to some bad stuff. Oh, it's her friend. When did Hannibal have time to do this? Well, fudge, who's the killer? Now I'm thinking...
But Garrett Jacob Hobbs didn't kill Cassie Boyle.
I know.
There's foreign tissue and what could be trace amounts of blood.
He wouldn't kill again this way. You said.
Unless...
I think he was provoked. Nicholas Boyle murdered this girl.
Well, do you think that Abigail Hobbs knew Nicholas or Cassie Boyle?
So, I wonder if that's why Hannibal hid the rock with the dude's blood on it. Because he just said that Will predicted that whoever the copycat would be, like, very intelligent. And I am pretty certain that it is Hannibal. Although I have yet another doubt as to, like, when did Hannibal have time to do this? I know there was a break between them at the Hobbs main house coming out to here, but I assumed that it was kind of like a straight thing, you know, like they were at the house and then they drove out here, that no time had passed. In which case, does Hannibal have, like, accomplices? Are there... Because if that's the case, then there's just no way he had time to do this. But if he did it, I bet that he planted that dude's DNA on this person to get, I don't know, to subvert, you know, the narrative. However, I mean, that's a risky move to do something like that, because if the person's DNA that he planted on this person has some kind of alibi, then the police now know that the DNA was planted, and then they can look at who would have had possible access to it or knowledge that he would be a good suspect, which would really only be the people that were at that house. So, I don't know. Hannibal, are you a bad guy? Like, I think he is. Which is making me very confused, because let's keep going. Let's keep going. They'll tell us, hopefully.
Dr. Bloom says that Abigail has a penchant for manipulation. Is she manipulating you, Will?
Whoever killed the girl on the field killed this girl. I'm right about that.
Abigail Hobbs is not a killer, but she could be the target of one.
It's very strange how they're just having a casual conversation. Well, not casual, but they're just having a conversation around someone who's dead.
Abigail, back here! Abigail, why did you come back here? Why come back? Stay.
Abigail.
Sloan.
I want to help you tell your story. You need me now more than ever.
I want to talk to her.
No, you don't.
I just need you to listen to me.
Well, you might kill her. Oh. This is an interesting turn of events. This is a set. This is like, she didn't need to behave this way.
Abigail? Show me what happened.
He was gonna kill me.
Was he?
Okay. So he's gonna help her cover this up in order to get her on his side so she won't tell them what he just did to Alana.
They will see what you did. And they'll see you as an accessory to the crimes of your father. I can help you, if you ask me to.
I can help you if you want me to, versus I can help you if you ask me to.
We can hide the body.
Oh, you are a snake, dude. You are a snake.
And I don't remember anything.
Well, Nicholas Boyle attacked Abigail. You struck Dr. Lecter in the back of the head. You scratched Nicholas Boyle on his way out the back door. Blood on her hands matches the tissue that we pulled from Marissa Schure's mouth.
Want to go home?
I bet Will can sense that something isn't adding up, but he can't put his finger on it.
Hello, Abigail. Hospital calls. You climbed over the wall. Come down from there.
I didn't honor any part of him, so it's just murder, isn't it? You're glad I killed him.
What would be the alternative?
You're the one who called the house. You talked to my dad before. I think who called the house as a serial killer. Just like my dad.
Yeah. Well, not just like your dad.
I'm nothing like your dad. I'll keep your secret.
And I'll keep yours.
I think she's here to stay for a while. Wow. That was a lot. That was a lot. Okay. So we had some interesting developments in this. First off, I have to say that I don't know how I feel about Abigail. On the one hand, I spent a lot of this episode thinking she's like her dad. On the other hand, I think I might have misinterpreted how Hannibal was acting, not as suspicion, but as him kind of sizing up how he was going to, I guess the word would be like blackmail her, you know, like he was, I mean, to keep in line with this show, he was preparing for a way to eat her. Like he was thinking, this is how I'm going to just like suck you in. And I don't know, I think that's what it was. I thought that she thought that he was on to her. But now I think towards the end of the episode, based on how she acted when they were alone, that he was just like sizing her up. He wasn't actually suspicious of her. I don't know. Hannibal is interesting. I started out the beginning of this saying that he's my favorite character. I think after this episode, he's not my favorite character, but he's definitely the most interesting character because, you know, like one of the more scary things about people like Hannibal is they don't follow the rules like you or I would, you know? I think that there's a lot when you actually like think about how often you are in mortal danger. Like you are in mortal danger very often, sometimes, you know, 100 times a day. Anyone, if they decided to, could stab you with a pen, could throw you over a balcony, could drive into you with their car. The only reason they don't do it is because hopefully they have a conscience, but also because society sets up all these rules and, you know, most people follow them. People like Hannibal, they don't have a conscience, or at least they don't have a conscience that is very large or has a very big voice in their head, and they follow rules only to the extent that society will not punish them for. And a lot of the times, like in the case of the Hobbs dude, they feel compelled to do something. So even if they know that they might get caught, the compulsion is so high that they will still do it anyways. So I mean, like Hannibal bashing Alana's head into the wall was just a perfect example of that. And I think that was the moment where I was like, yeah, this guy might be my most interesting character, but he's definitely not my favorite character. I cannot like this person because he's vicious. He's vicious, and you know, it's probably important to remember that just 2 episodes ago, as the one dude was saying, what was his name? Johnson? I'll have to look it up before. But as the one dude was saying that they framed for this, Hannibal cut out someone's lungs while they were still breathing 2 episodes ago. So I do think I'm going to have a difficult time, like, ever feeling a little bit of sympathy for this man. Will was in this episode surprisingly, like, little. He was there, but he was almost like a background character. We were really focused on Hannibal and Abigail. And I guess this brother dude, what is his name? All right. Nicholas. So I guess this Nicholas guy, Hannibal must have had time to clean up his blood and move the body. So, I mean, like, time is definitely an interesting aspect of this show. Because I do think Hannibal killed Abigail's friend. I just don't know when he had time to do it. But apparently he did have time to do it. There might have been like a day. Maybe after they went to the Hobbs house, then they went back to the hospital for the day. Hannibal snuck out. Well, not snuck, but, went out, killed the girl, brought her to the, I think it's like a hunting den or hunting shack, I think is what they would call it. And then the next day was them coming to that shack. Yeah. And then I guess Hannibal must have had just enough time to take Nicholas's body out of the house and like clean up the blood, like put a rug over it or something. Because it would be a crime scene, but there were no bodies, so it wouldn't be like they would call in cadaver dogs or anything, So, I mean, as long as Hannibal moved the body well enough and got rid of the blood, I doubt they're going to bring in a forensic team because they already think they know the identity of the person. They just think that he got away. I wonder if we'll see him come back then. It's like, his body, right? Or is Hannibal just going to eat him? He's going to just cook him and eat him? We don't know that Hannibal is actually eating people, though. Well, no, he did. Yes, because he cooked the lungs. But we don't know if he ate them. Why would you cook them and not eat them, though? These are some strange questions, guys. These are some strange questions to be asking myself. All right. Well, anyways, that was my reaction to this episode. I like it. I am in it so far. Hannibal is providing a giant question mark that I want solved. And I will say that, while I do think that Abigail might not be... She's a big question mark, too. So many people in this are question marks, damn it. Well, I do think that Abigail might not be a serial killer yet. I do get the feeling that she might have been helping her dad, even if she didn't want to acknowledge that she was helping her dad. And I think that Hannibal is going to try to make her into a serial killer, like an accomplice. Because here's the thing, if I'm Hannibal, because I don't think Hannibal has friends, right? He uses people. So if I'm Hannibal, Abigail provides a nice alibi should I ever get caught. Like, if all he's in it for is the consumption of people, if she's the one out killing people, then, if she ever gets caught, all he has to do is make sure that she's dead, and he won't go down with her. Yeah, you can tell from all my side little theories that I'm really getting into it. So I will see you guys next time. Full version and everything is in the description. Bye. Keep eating people.